Hi, I'm Tara. In this tutorial, we're going to run through 5 text effects in Canva. So let's get going. So when you open Canva, this is your Canva interface, and we're just going to pick, you can pick whatever shape suits your project best. We're going to go with Instagram post square. So the first text effect that we're going to do is how to generate gold letters in Canva. So it's super easy. If you have Canva Pro, it's much easier because with the new AI, but Canva does allow you to have a certain amount of trials for their new AI aspects. So I think it's 50 over your lifetime, which isn't, I know it isn't very much, but I would definitely recommend that you sign up to Canva Pro because there's so much available once you're in Canva Pro. So so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a text box, and we're going to type gold. And so this, in order to use this, it does depend on the font that you have chosen, right? So if you're looking for a 3D kind of 3D text, it's a good idea to change it into something a bit chunkier. So we're just going to change this to Fabrica because it's not a serif font. Well, it is a serif font, but it's not overly scripty. So it should work pretty well. So once you have your font selected, we need to select the text box, and then over in apps, if you key in just magic, I'll just show you, Magic Media and Magic Morph will appear. So we're going to look for Magic Morph, and we're going to open Magic Morph. So as I say, this is the new AI aspect of Canva. So it says describe the look, so we're going to say 3D gold letters, and depending on if you have a picture selected, it will change the picture into something else. But if you have text selected, it specifically changes each letter. So you just click on the Magic Morph, and once it's done, it will give you 4 versions. So it won't actually change what you have, but you do have to have a text box there in order for it to have something to work on. So when you click on any of them, it will put it on your artboard. Now they're pretty impressive. I think they are, like, they do really look like gold letters. It's really good. I'll just show you, if you put it on a black background, like, they're super. Like, there's something wrong with that. Obviously that hasn't quite worked, and that's to do with the AI. But you can generate new results, or you can pick, as you can see, that one has worked perfectly. It's fabulous, I think, the AI. So as I say, that is as quick as you can be to try and generate gold letters. And then the other way that we can generate gold letters, I'll just add a page. If you go into elements, and we go into search elements, and we go into graphics, and we go gold alphabet. Alphabet. Canva will then generate all of these letters for you, which, yeah, amazing again. Like, so if you just click on them, they then appear on your page. Like, they're fabulous as well. Then you have magic recommendations. And the thing about these is that they kind of are all part of the Pro version. You kind of rarely see free ones. I don't think there's any free ones there. No. So that's a kind of minus against it. But and even these ones, are they all? Yes, they are all kind of Pro. But some of them they're super. Like, do you know? I mean, they look like totally 3-dimensional gold letters. So basically, you just make up your word. I'd kind of bring them in all at the same size, then group them together, and then reduce them, because otherwise you kind of get you get like different sizes, and it's very hard to match them then afterwards. So then the other thing I'll just show you is if you right click on some of the images, it'll show at the bottom, it'll say view collection. So this will give you like all the letters, all the numbers, and usually a few other symbols, which is pretty good. The only thing I would say is that not all of them have that available. So some of them are, if we just go into graphics, so if we click on this, it doesn't have it. So that's it's unfortunate, obviously. So that means that not the full alphabet is there. And then if you don't have Canva Pro and you're looking for gold letters, you can filter here and you can see what it comes up with. Generally, like they're all balloons basically, so, or coins. They're not, they're not quite as good as these, obviously. So the next text effect I'm going to show you is Wavy Text. So this is also super easy in Canva, because Canva have introduced an app called Typecraft, so which allows you to kind of warp and distort any kind of text. And the great thing is the Typecraft is free for everyone to use. You don't need Canva Pro, which is super. So when you click on the apps and key in Typecraft, this little icon comes up. So when you click on it, this area here comes up. So basically whatever it is, whatever text it is you want to change. So we're going to go retro. So once you've decided what you're texting, then you're going to change the font. So we're going to pick a font called Boogie, because it's kind of wavy. And so we're going to try and get like a kind of 60s vibe. So before we do anything to it, we're just going to click add element to the page. So just going to put it on here. And then we're just going to add another word to this design. You have to actually be clicked off in order to do another one, otherwise it thinks that you're changing the one that's already there. So I'm just going to type Groovy, and again we're going to pick Boogie. Usually you only have to type a couple of letters for it to realize what you're looking for, and we're going to click add element to the design. So once you have them both ready to go, you can click on the first one, and you can see that each of them has these kind of little nodes. So basically these are what is going to make it wavy and groovy. So you basically just pull each one into a kind of wavy shape. Maybe bring that down like that. And after you've done it, you need to click update element. So we're just going to reduce that size slightly. And then you do the same with the other word. So we're going to try and make that fit in there. Just keep kind of playing around with it until you get the shape that you're looking for. Again, we just reduce that slightly, and that kind of fits in there. I just put the or out a little, but as you can see, you can go in, you can back in and move them around. It's fantastic. So then all we need to do is add some color to it. So you do the color within Typecraft as well. I'm going to make this one pink. And update element. And it automatically updates on screen. And then the same with this one, we're going to make this one purple. A little more purple. Okay, and update element as well. So even before we've added anything else, it looks pretty cool. So you can also add an outline to it or have it unfilled. So the outline, then you get a second color block. So we're just going to add a purple background to just to see. I kind of have one picked out already. This one here, but whatever background suits your color scheme. So, and then we're just going to position it to the back. And then, so then when you go in and edit and add your border, so if we click on outline and we have a white border, we're just going to update element, and then as you can see it looks much more vibrant. So we're just going to do the same with the bottom and update element. So sometimes you get this kind of funky outline. It means that your border width is too thick and it can't go around the corners, so you just need to kind of reduce it slightly. Still a little bit there, but not too bad. But it's it looks pretty good. And then the other way of doing it is basically just with text. So again, we're just going to go wavy. And we're just going to duplicate that. I'm going to say groovy. And you can get some, like pretty good effects by just picking the right font. So Canva has literally like hundreds and hundreds of fonts, and it's sometimes good like to just sit here for half an hour. An hour is probably a bit extreme, to try and go through some of the fonts, write down the ones that you kind of like, and just make a note of them for future projects or whatever. Because sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming with the amount of fonts that there are, and you don't know which one to choose. So we are going to pick one called Bottleneck, which is kind of it's kind of 60s looking as well, I think. So it's kind of nice. So same for the groovy. So, and then it's just a matter of basically changing the color of them. So we're going to make this one pink and this one purple. And we're going to add a background to it. So you can key in like purple patterns, pink patterns. So we are going to pick this one here, which I know is a pro pattern, but there's lots of options that are not pro. So we can change the transparency slightly, and then the other thing that you can do is you can add some effects to it. So if we add, so it has automatically picked purple because that's the color of the font. But if we pick white, it kind of stands out really, really well. Which is pretty good. Try and have the two of them the same. But I mean, just by adding an outline to it and picking a good font, you immediately have like a design that works. It's cohesive, everything works together, the background is good, the colors are good, the font is good. The next one we're going to look at is fading one group of letters into another. So we're just going to add a text box as usual. And it has taken the last font that we used, but that's okay. We're just going to change that now. And we're going to change it to, it's called League Spartan. And we're just going to type fade. So I'm just going to make it kind of bigger. And we're going to make the background black. And we're going to make this text white. So, okay, so the easiest way to do this is to actually add a fade from the bottom up. So if we go to elements and we key in, we search graphics. And we're going to key in fade, gradient fade. You get all of these different alternatives. Some of them are free and some of them aren't. So we're going to go with this one here. And basically just make it as wide as you can. And the trick is, let me show you, just going to move it up slightly just so you can start seeing the fade. And then basically you just keep duplicating it. And the more you duplicate it, the more the fade appears. It's a really quick, easy way to generate this effect. And then basically we're just going to add another, and we're going to say away. Let's see, that font doesn't just work, so I'm going to change it to something that looks a little creepy. So sometimes script doesn't work when they're all capitals. But it's pretty good. I think like literally in like 2 or 3 minutes you have something that looks really effective. If you've enjoyed this tutorial so far, please subscribe so that I know to make more. The next one we're going to look at is how to add a neon effect to text. So there's a couple of ways to do this. The first I'm going to show you is actually with a font. So if you click on text and key in neon, you get a whole list of fonts that Canva thinks kind of go with neon or look kind of neon. So I think this one is really good, the Harlow Solid. So when we click on it, it just says Harlow Solid because that's what it's called. But we can go in and change that to whatever we like. But if I just change the background to black because it kind of makes it look a bit better, and then we're going to change this to a pink color. So already it looks kind of very standouty. So if we click on effects, within the effects panel there is a neon element. So when we click on neon, it suddenly has a glow, and you can change the intensity to as much or as little as you want. So although, yeah, that looks pretty good, if we just duplicate that and we change this one to a blue color, and then we duplicate that again and we change this to a pink, it kind of gives that like really kind of three-dimensional look to it, which, yeah, I think it's pretty good. It really works and it's really quick. And the other font, Harlow, as opposed to Harlow Solid, it works pretty well as well because it's more see-through. I'll just make it a bit bigger, and we'll make it pink, and as you can see, it's quite standouty as well. And add the neon to it, and yeah, it's pretty good, I think. So the other quick way of doing neon letters is to actually just go in and search for them. So if you click on Elements, down to Graphics, and key in neon letters, it will generate all of these different letters for you. So the only thing is, most of them are with the Pro version. So if we have like N, E, if you bring them in all at the same size, we have to find an O now. Sometimes you can right click on them and it'll say see all of the selection, but sometimes that's not available. So just have to keep going. See, can we find them? Let's see, will I do it this way? Oh, there it is. And then if we just bring them all across, and we just duplicate this one and snap it into place, and then select them all and reduce them all at the one time, you don't get that like out of shape. So like it's still pretty effective, but as I say, most of them are only in the Pro. You can click on Filter and select Free Only, and then it will show you the ones that are available for free. Let me just get rid of that O. But as I say, most of the individual letters, there are a few, but they're not as effective as these, obviously. So the last one I'm going to show you is how to do a gradient text. So there isn't an effect available within Canva that allows you to just type some text, make it a gradient. It's a bit of a workaround, but it is quite effective and it doesn't take too long. So I'm just going to show you how to do that now. So the first thing we do is create a text box. So we're just going to add a text box, and we're just going to make it something kind of plain. So just make it Anton, and we're just going to type gradient, and we're just going to increase the size slightly. So the background, you're going to make the gradient color. So you do that by, you click on the color, you click on your color option, and here we have solid and gradient. So we're going to click on gradient, and we're going to add our gradient colors. So I'm going to make them maybe pink, because I always pick pink, and we're going to pick maybe purple, and we're going to have this one as white maybe. So, and then just below that you have like your directional, so left to right, right to left, top to bottom, or center. So we're just going to go with this one. So the next thing we do is we make our text white. So you have to kind of imagine that the gradient is going to be going through that. So what we do next is we change the opacity or the transparency like down to 40. So I might just change the direction of that actually, just so it's a bit okay. And then what we do is we go up here and we click share, and we download and you just need to make sure that you're on the right page. So you can either click current page, or just, if you know, it'll tell you what page you're on up there. And click done and click download. And then we're just going to go to a new page, and we are going to upload the file that we've just saved. So always try and make a note of where you're saving stuff to, because sometimes it's like, where is that gone? And once it comes in, we just get back to the size that it was. And then, because it's now an image, it's no longer text, we're going to go edit photo, and we're going to use the background remover tool within the Magic Studio. And so then you have gradient text, which is, you know, super. So then we can, once you've done that, you can then put your gradient back on, and you can go with that one maybe, even though it's I know it's a different gradient. But you can also then add some effects to it. So if you do like a drop shadow or a glow, the drop shadow is quite effective if you change it to like a white, or the glow is good if you have it white or outline. The drop shadow is probably might need to be a little darker, or we could make it purple color. It's really effective. It takes literally seconds to do. It's fantastic. But as I say, that's not to say that Canva won't introduce an actual gradient effect in the future. So just keep an eye. If they do, I will update this. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Quick and easy ways to make text stand out. If you have learned something, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe.